Welcome back to our show. Once again, my name is Mrs. Augustina Anyanwu, and help me welcome my friend, Mrs.
Glorynezemma. Welcome back to our sweet home, Africa. Once again, it's a pleasure to have you as our viewer. Alright, so today as we continue our series on pleading with our professionals, our plea today is to African scientists.
Woo!
So our topic today is a plea to African scientists.
Okay.
Okay, I know. I mean, we hear about scientists all over the world, but once in a while we hear about scientists in Africa. You know, it's not very often that we hear about them. So, but I believe that we have scientists in Africa.
We sure do.
Of course.
Oh, that's a great continent.
That's
we sure
true.
do. Civilization started in Africa.
That's true. And then even
let's remember that.
Exactly. Even if we don't have scientists in Africa, we have scientists, African scientists that have studied overseas. So now it's a wake-up call.
Yes.
We have a pandemic in our hands, and the whole world, they are looking for a cure for this coronavirus. Everywhere they are doing research, and I hope African scientists, you are doing your own research too. So this is a wake-up call. So that's why my friend and I were here today to plead with you so that you can join the bandwagon of world scientists that are looking for cure for this coronavirus. So that we won't sit back and wait for others to get the cure. If you can do it, if they can do it,
we can do it.
So go ahead, my friend. I know,
my friend, this is a great topic at this particular moment in time, because we know we have qualified African scientists, both at home and abroad. So our plea now is for African scientists, whether you're abroad, whether you're home, to all of you need to work together.
That's true.
This time, this period in time, to help discover a cure for too many viruses going on in Africa, especially for this pandemic they're talking about. Right now, I don't think there is a cure, because we are outside, we are talking to you from outside Africa. So where we are, everybody is still indoors. No matter we are here giving ourselves
6 feet.
6 feet.
Oh, 6 feet.
Yes. So we wanted to bring this out because it's so important. So please, it's a plea. Let's all hands be on deck. Let's start working to find a cure, as other continents are doing, other countries. Everybody now is working to find to look for cure. So as they're doing it, because we have all those herbs God surrounded us with. Most of the medications we take, it come from them. No matter they mix them up, and then they find a cure. So let's use our God-given talent, our education, expertise, everything, put it together and find a cure. We know you can do it. We believe in you. We are not going to sit down and wait until somewhere else find a cure. And then we'll start buying. Then we'll start making an imitation part of it. We have to make it from the beginning. Let other people, other countries, let them order from us. Let other continents ask Africans, how did you do it? Can we buy from you? This is how a country get up. This is how a continent get up. We have the resources. We have people that are qualified to do it. Government, let's help, my dear. Go over there and tell your people.
Thank you so much. I know, I mean, what brought this topic actually, because really we wanted to address our professionals, but at the same time, I mean, there was something that was in the news recently. I know a lot of you have heard it, that there were French, actually, doctors that wanted to test the vaccine in Africa. And then it was such a shock to everyone. I mean, we were going to be very upset. Myself too, I was going to be very upset. But at the same time, we said, well, it's good to hear the truth, because many of us didn't know that they were tested in Africa until this episode came. All right, so it has been a challenge, because when you look at it, if people are trying to do their own research in other countries and they want to test it in Africa, then I ask myself, what happened to our own scientists? I mean, why do you have to sit there and allow other people to come to our country to test? I mean, that will tell you exactly how the world looks at Then
How
you have
they
a
view
look at
us.
us.
What
Exactly.
they think we are
Exactly.
in the zoo.
So to me, I look at it more like a slap on our scientists' cheeks. So it's a wake-up call now to tell the world that you are equal citizens of the world, and then you can do what they're doing. All you need to do is to sit in your lab. I mean, like my friend said, it doesn't take that much to discover something. It depends if you focus on it. Like we said on other episode, if we focus and say this is what we want to do, you will do it, and you will do it well.
Yes.
But if your mind is not focused and you're thinking, okay, let someone else do it for us, you won't be able to come up with a great idea. Because actually, I mean, I was watching a documentary the other day. I mean, there was an African, someone in the government that was interviewed. And then he said, oh, other countries are trying to find a cure for coronavirus. They shouldn't forget us. They have to help us to, if they find a vaccine or something. Then I'm wondering, this is an African government official. I said, what he should be saying is, our own scientists should be working hard, just like other scientists around the world, to also try to see if they can find a cure. Because it doesn't matter where it comes from. I know we don't have so many cases so far in Africa. We thank God so much for it. But at the same time, the cure might come from Africa. Actually, I believe the cure is coming from Africa. So our scientists might even discover the cure. Yes. So why do we have to sit back and wait for the world to do everything for us and then hand it to us? So that's exactly why we brought out this topic. That our scientists, you're all over the world, come together, do what others are doing. Continue to do your research. I know sometimes you might say that, oh, maybe you don't have the funding. We'll go to the government when we get there. We'll plead with them. So, but wake up. Are you in Canada? Are you in London? Are you in America? Are you in Australia? Are you any part of the world? African scientists, I think it's time to come together. Come together and start heading back to Africa. God have given you so many things there that you can use to heal people. I mean, you are the ones that will go into the bush, like my friend said, bring out those herbs, bring out things, and then mix them together, and then you'll be able to come up with some of the pharmaceutical products that they have here. It's the same. So don't sit back. And actually, now that I'm saying it, I met an African scientist somewhere when I was traveling sometime. Yes, a great African scientist actually. He travels around the United States here, teaching people. So, and actually when I met him at the airport, I asked him, I said, how come you don't go back to your country? I think he's from another part of Africa, it's not from Nigeria. I said, how come you don't go back to your country to help people? One of the things that he mentioned to me actually was that he wanted to do something, but it looks like the government could not help him with what he wanted to do. So now he goes back to our government. I'll let you address our government a little bit and then I'll come back.
Yes, my dear, funding is the key to everything we are asking our scientists to do, because they can donate their manpower, they can donate their skills, but the funding, no matter how you look at it, is among the important things we need for us to find a cure or develop or do anything that will benefit the individuals. So that being said, government, I do not know how it works. But all I'm going to do is to plead with you too. Because when you're budgeting at the beginning, things like this pandemic, things for scientists, we need to have allocations for them. We need to have people not only in the house, we need to have people that are there, corresponding, working, because don't think it's overseas disease or infection. Because 9 out of 10 times, like the two doctors were discussing as we saw them, had them talking about testing. Most of those diseases, they come to Africa to test them. But if we have our own on ground, testing different diseases, then we know when they're coming. They're not going to let them. They will say, look, like this pandemic, we don't have a lot of it in Africa.
Why do you
we have thousands dying here every day. They don't want to test it here, because they are just trial and error. We don't know what it will come to be. So please, government, look for your scientists all over the world, wherever they are. Whatever they're paying them here, you can double it, because that money will be spent in Africa too. Double it, bring them home. Let them come with their expertise. Let them come so that you will fund them to be able to start manufacturing, bringing those things to light so that our people won't be dying unnecessarily. Because I know some of the diseases or some deaths that are in Africa, people die of little things, which just medication will take care of it. But we don't have all those scientists on ground being funded well so they can buy the right equipment, they buy the right storage, so that they can be able to teach our students too. So that this will continue, and then other continents will not look at Africa as a dumping ground. Please. So my dear, you say you want to put it a little bit deeper.
Actually,
so
exactly,
just go a little deeper.
Yes, I mean, because the testing, actually, the testing, there's something that I wanted to add to it, just very briefly.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it tells you how the world views us, exactly. So, and what I look at it, it's a challenge. Like I said, it's a challenge. So we don't have to dwell on what others are doing to us or how they're treating us. But let's look inward and see how we are treating ourselves and things that we need to change, so that at least people can respect us from, people outside can respect us. All right, so it goes back, that's something that you said that is very important. You said the government, they're supposed to help them with the lab, equipment, because sometimes they need a lot of equipment.
Right,
and once again, I'm sorry to point to this again, the borders are closed again. So importation and exportation have also ceased. So that means a lot of people that are sick, let's say diabetic patients in Africa, and other diseases that usually depend on the Western world to, purchase their medicines. Right now, it might be a little bit difficult for them to get those medications. So that's why it's very important for our scientists and our pharmacists to work hand in hand too. To, like we said, go into the bush, get the herbs, whatever you have to do in terms of, many of you have studied overseas, so you know exactly how drugs are produced. So sit down, stay in your lab, manufacture those drugs so that we can use them in Africa. So that when borders are closed like this, we'll use what we have instead of depending on outside. And that's why we are really insulted outside, because we depend so much, 100% on outsiders. So I think it's time for our scientists to sit up. We thank you so much, especially we thank the ones that have done so far. Because as much as we're talking, we're not generalizing.
Yeah,
there's so many African scientists that have done
yes.
so much already. We thank you so much for what you have done so far, but we are asking you to please do a little bit more.
Because it encourages others to do.
Yes.
And we are talking about government. You know that there are some individuals that are wealthy too. So that will cut the idea of you flying abroad to go for medication, because if they've been manufactured back here in our backyard, it will be less expensive for you because you're not going to pay for hotel. You're not going to leave your family unless you just want to take a vacation, not to go
by force.
Oh yeah, because you have to go for checkup. Your pressure pill is over. It's finished. You want to go. So donate.
Exactly. Donate to
into a good cause.
That's true.
We're calling on the churches now to donate. We're calling on individuals to donate. We're talking on business people to donate.
That's true.
We are calling on government. Anybody, from the House of Rep to the House of Representative, we know we have Nigerians with a good heart.
Yes.
Please donate, so because it's for a good cause.
And all Africans.
Yes.
Not just Nigerians.
Yes. So we're calling on everybody to donate whatever you can bring, to buy the equipment, to pay the workers,
to help the scientists
for the research, so that everybody can be running helter-skelter. When somebody, only one little pill can take care of it. People are dying in Africa just because of high blood pressure, just because of diabetes.
Exactly.
So when we have our own on ground, all those things will be taken care of. There will be opportunity, employment.
That's true.
Students will be eager to study science.
That's true.
So they can be able to get a job as soon as they finish, and then we have somewhere to do their internship. So it's a whole lot of stuff that will come if we have our own research labs, and then we don't need to be running outside. We don't need to die in the desert looking for by force, by choice. Which one?
Traveling by force.
So we can be traveling out by force. So
Yes.
please, my friend, smooth it inside a little bit more.
Okay, I like the desert that you brought up in terms of people, because actually when I heard about the pandemic, I said now, unfortunately, our youths that are
Running in the desert
when
to
they
get
hear
to the
about the
promised land.
coronavirus, they will
They
turn
will
back
turn
to Africa.
And come back home.
Say that I go with that. All right, so thank you so
you
much
so
once
much.
again for being our viewer.
Yes.
And like my friend said, I mean, if we produce these things in Africa, it will be cheaper for our people too.
Yes.
So we'll really, help our people a lot. So thank you so much, scientists that are watching us. Even if it is one of you, just get in
Yes.
touch with the others. You can form
Circulate the news.
Exactly.
That's what she said.
Exactly. So
Yes,
you can
yes.
form groups, and you can travel as just go on scientific mission.
Mission, right?
That's exactly.
That's a good one.
We hear about medical mission, and it's also for you, good for you to go there and see what you can do. So thank you so
much.
much.
Connection with
Exactly.
those ones back home because
Exactly.
they're on ground already.
So that you can impart
Yes,
knowledge to
make
the ones at home.
connections,
Exactly.
yes.
So thank you so much for watching us, and once again we thank you for what you have done so far and what
Yes.
you're here to do in Africa.
All right.
So may God bless you. Watch us again next week at our sweet home,
Africa. So
Thank you.
subscribe. Circulate this. We need it to get to every Dick and Harry born of African or all the African indigenous. We want this to go to the leaders, to everywhere. Send it to wherever you know, because we just want to make Africa a better place. Thank you. Subscribe. God bless you. Send us your comment. Send us questions. Send us topic, whatever it is. We thank you so much too for those that are always comment. You are encouraging us to continue. Thank you.
United we will thrive, but divided we will fall. So let's get together and build our land. United we will thrive, but divided we will fall. So let's get together.